Good morning and welcome to the Sports Daily, broadcasting statewide from Kununurra in the north to Esperance in the south. We look forward to having your company for the next 3.5 hours. The Sports Daily is hosted from the studios of Tab Radio at 14 Hasler Road, Osborne Park. News, views, interviews. We will have it covered on the Sports Daily.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up if you got the feeling. Jump up, touch the ceiling, monks, let's up on flow. Someone's fucking jump, yo, I'll bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the punks out, feeling funky. Amps in the trunk and I got more rhymes than this cops at a Dunkin' Donuts shop. Sure enough, I got props from the kids on the hill with my mom and my pops. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up and get down.
Good morning and welcome to the Sports Daily on this Friday morning. Taylor Cortland with you, joined by Digby Beecham here in the studios at Gloucester Park for the Sports Daily on this Friday morning. Diggers, a very good morning to you.
And to you, T2. T2. It started well, hasn't it?
Wow, what was
we're
that?
in the final throw. So.
Are we going with accents now, are we?
Okay. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Digby. How do you do? Couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yes, it has. Oh, what a day yesterday.
Cramping up at 3/4 time. Pickle juice.
Pickle juice. No. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone tuned in on this Friday.
Unreal Oaks.
Wonderful Oaks. Great story.
Yep.
What a wonderful story that was yesterday with Thomas Carberry.
Yeah, it's great to have a chat to him on Wednesday. Very understated gentleman. We obviously haven't heard much of him. I think he's got a team of about 10. Won a maiden over 1,400 metres. I think it was 13 days prior to the Oaks. Went to the Wakeful. We'll have a throw at the stumps. We'll see how we go. 14 up to 2,000. Got through the line okay. Good enough. Anyway, the money was good late. I think 11 into $7.
Yeah.
And then
power to the line too.
Third up. My goodness gracious me.
Yeah, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. The favourite thoughts?
I just didn't run 2,500.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair.
Might turn out still to be the best horse in the race, although the winner could also be that, but get a good feeling around the 2,000 and the mile still might be the best horse out of the race, but just at that time, 2,500 might have been a stretch too far, which you get to the Oaks and that can be the case pretty often.
Yeah, like she presented, whether she got presented perhaps or flushed a bit earlier than what they would have liked, but she was there to win the race. Get a good feeling, wasn't she? She really was there, and unfortunately there was not much there. She had one to her outside and that immediately put her under pressure, and then you had Johnny Allen just chiming in. Beautifully timed run from a very, very established jockey, and a jockey who rides particularly well in distance races.
Yep, exactly right. All right, Dan O'Sullivan, he did send a tweet, strictly business, 1,400 metre maiden first up, 2,000, 2,500 Group 1 Oaks, all in 13 days. Only 4 of 274 fillies in the last 21 years have tackled the race third up, and she's the first winner.
Is that right? Remarkable, isn't it?
Only 4 have tried, and she's the first winner.
Well, good on.
It's either she's going to be really special or the field lacked a little bit of quality.
Okay, well, you are of the view that the Derby comes up far too soon and or it should be perhaps reduced to 2,000. What's your view on the Oaks and the quality of...
you can't argue the Derby comes back and not the Oaks, can you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But well done. Well done to all concerned there. Another Group 1 winner for Grunt.
Yes.
Himself a very handy horse, we know that. So I think he joins V8 as an individual Group 1 winner as the progeny of Grunt. But that's just it's a superb training performance. There's no two ways about it.
No, absolutely right. And a little bit of other news coming out of the race day. Damien Lade he was suspended for breaching whip rules again.
Yes, he was. And Mark Zara copped a careless riding suspension as well. So
I don't think he's going to lose much sleep over that.
no, I wouldn't have thought so. I think Mark will be okay. We'll have next weekend off. I think he gets back the following week, whether he actually comes back after, I think he got a 9 or a 10-day, or whether he elects to come back, Mark, or whether he decides to have a little bit of more of an extended break. We'll find that out in due course. But, yeah, he did the damage earlier in the week, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely right. All right, it's 3/4 time of the Flemington Carnival. We've got one day to go and we'll catch up with Glenn Ingram on the Sports Daily after 6 o'clock to try and find us some winners on Champions Day. Chris Nelson, Ron Dufficy, Shayne Williams, and we also catch up with Shorty on a Friday morning. The hour of power after 7 o'clock, as it always is. Grahame, Begg, Bjorn, Baker, Jack Turnbull, Brad Parnham, Tiana Noski, and also Holly Watson to join us. And then 8 o'clock, Nuggets, Retrovision Gloucester Park preview. Nugget night here at Gloucester Park. Denny Roberts to join us straight off the top just after 8 o'clock with Ollie and Glenn doing all the form for us. Looking forward to a big night of pacing here at Gloucester Park. All that to come up on the Sports Daily this morning. We'll chat the weather and then we'll catch up with some of the overnight sporting news.
Make Tab Radio your station of choice each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Taylor Cortland and Digby Beecham with you. That news bulletin. It's good to hear from Nick Kyrgios again, Diggers.
Oh, yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah, not long enough.
What's he doing? He's playing Sabalenka, is he?
Oh, how would you know? How would you know? He's a little bit of relevance deprivation, doesn't he? Poor old Nick. So this time of year, he'll say, I want to play in the Australian Open. I'll commit to it. And then it'll all be a bit too hard. He'll retire and we'll have the whole conversation. Well, we won't. There'll be the same conversation next year. Oh, Nick Kyrgios. Just
Nick.
Jog on.
He'd be one of the MVPs of the Sports Daily over the journey.
Oh, just a proper jerk.
Whoa!
There you go.
Holy dooly. Righto. There we go. Didn't see that coming.
Oh, well, yes, you did. You wound me up and I just couldn't resist.
Well, I didn't think that word in particular I didn't see coming.
Well, what word did you see coming? Flog. Well, there, same thing. Isn't it?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Guess so.
Thought I'd just expand in our last week or so.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Harley Reid was in the news as well.
Interesting. Very intriguing, those comments.
So you think there is something we read into those? And I'll quote him just for the listeners.
Yes.
Yep. You've got to do your time. And for me, this wasn't the right time. I wanted to stay, and I look forward to what's next. I think the bit that pricked everyone's ears, you've got to do your time. So it sounds like there's an end date.
Yeah. Look, all I can go on, TC, is my experience in this space, and it's not about me, but Paul Connors looks after Harley Reid. Okay? Paul Connors also looked after Chris Judd. And Chris Judd, when he came over here, after being taken in the 2001 National Draft, there was like, oh, he'll be going home. You'll have him for a couple, and then that's it. We know that Chris gave West Coast 6 years, and he extended early doors. Now, they had some success in 2002, John's first year, and then they clearly achieved wonderful success. But Paul, I think, was also in the ear of Chris saying, look, this is a young side that you're with at the moment. This is with Chris Judd. Just give it another couple. You know, it's probably not a good look for you to just do 2 and then come home. And I just wonder whether the same advice is being given to Harley from Paul. I suspect it is. And then just give him another couple, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay. That's how I read that. As soon as I saw those quotes yesterday, I thought, geez, this is 20 years ago. It was similar sort of narrative around Chris Judd, who was this highly touted Victorian kid coming to Perth. He'll go home soon, but he stayed. Now it's incumbent, and we've said it ad nauseum, haven't we? It's now incumbent upon West Coast to show Harley Reid there's a future for him at this football club. When I say a future with some wins. Yep. A future that's going to make the young man feel good about himself.
Yeah, well, that's the key difference between Judd and Harley Reid at the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, situation-wise.
Yeah,
on-field-wise.
And you could see West Coast under John, they'd had a wretched time of it in the back end of Ken Judge's tenure, but there was a young Daniel Kerr, there was a young Ben Cousins, Michael Braun, Andrew Embley, Chad Fletcher, Michael Gardner. They still had some experienced players as well. Peter Matera was still there. There was still that blend, but there was this young group that was coming through, and Chris grew with that young group, and ultimately they achieved premiership success in 2006.
Well, the good thing for West Coast now, Harley has that chance to grow with this young group.
He
now
does.
With their draft hand that they have this year, they're going to be very, very young. And hopefully at the end of 2 years for West Coast supporters, he stays on. But those quotes sort of tend you to think that there might be an end period on the whole Harley Reid at West Coast situation. We'll talk maybe more about that a little bit later on with the AFL season. Probably not too far away from the AFL season, are we? But certainly smack bang in the middle of racing season, and Flemington Champions Day. Still think it's second to Derby Day, Diggers, but it's getting very close to the best day of the carnival. Glenn Ingram joins us on the line. Glenn, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, boys. Great to be with you and the listeners this morning. Before we get into it, I just want to touch on the weather forecast that we've got coming here Saturday. Now, have a listen to this. We've got a high chance of showers, 14 degrees, and cold southerly winds up to 50 kilometres an hour coming off the Arctic. Good luck to the people out on course on Saturday.
I'll tell you, Fisher's going to have to be rugged up.
Yeah, indeed. And he's frozen, Fisher.
Fish fingers. Now, what about it, Glenn? What are we thinking with this track? If you get that sort of rain, what rating is this track going to get to, and what is it going to play like on day 4 of the carnival?
Well, we still haven't been given a rail position, so that's important. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But, I mean, what we know from Flemington, it's the best draining track in the country. And, I mean, we copped 36 mils the other day and only got to a soft. So I'm not thinking of anything worse than a soft at this stage. I don't think it's a high chance of showers. I don't think we're expecting to get rain all day. So, I don't think anything worse than a soft 5, soft 6 at the worst.
Okay. All right. And those races around the circle at the moment, Glenn, now getting this deep into the carnival, it looks like if you're drawn wide, it's not necessarily a disadvantage.
No, that's right. Very good point. We've seen that a couple of times now. So, no doubt that'll be a trend.
All right. So, suggested bets on what promises to be a bit of a tricky day.
Yeah, well, I think you can't go wrong backing the Weight for Age star there and Via Sistina in race 8, who stands alone for mine. I think she's a very deserved short price favourite. I've got her marked $1.70. You can get about $1.80. I think there might be around. Her lead-up's really no guide in the slowly run races, and she peaked in the Cox Plate, obviously holding off that challenge from Buckaroo. She won this double last year, didn't she? The Cox Plate Champion Stakes. And without any Weight for Age stars, I'm not sure how she gets beaten. So there's not a lot of speed in the race. I think Light Infantry Man will probably lead him up. He could give a side if he's left alone, but for mine, it's all about the 10. I'm standing it out in the quaddie.
All right, that's for standing currently with Tab Touch $1.70. Before we get your other legs of the quaddie, Glenn, sort of a roughie or a best value on the program?
Yeah, well, I thought the next best on the card was race 4, number 5, She's a Hustler. She comes out of that Group 3 Tessio win at Moonee Valley, and it was a slowly run race. But she's probably even better suited with a faster tempo, and I think she's going to get that. There's a little bit more pressure there on Saturday, and she's going to get a lovely draw in behind and getting to the outsider runners in the straight. She loves Flemington. I think she's a great chance. And my value play comes up in the last Actuality, race 9, number 16. I was really impressed with the way she was able to win a week 74 at Seymour. She was eased down there late, and I think she's been put away and targeted at this race, and she's drawn wide out on the track, and we've seen that, haven't we, boys, all week. Yeah. If you're drawing wide on those straight races, it's the best place to be.
All right, so Actuality there, currently $7.50 with Tab Touch Craig Williams to ride for Peter and Catherine. So are those the plays, just those 3, Glenn?
Just those 3.
Okay.
Yeah, just those 3 bets.
All right, let's get the quaddie numbers, please, sir.
Okay, the first leg, 6 and 10. I don't think you can go too far wrong here, just backing the 2 horses that the market's found. Tentidorus was clearly outstanding, winning the Coolmore Stud Stakes against his own age. He has to step up and repeat his grand final effort against the older horses. He hasn't drawn a good gate. He gets Craig Williams, and that's because of the weight. Mark Zahra couldn't make the weight, but he's only had a light prep, so I can't see why he can't win again. The Newmarket winner, Jolie Stars, the big danger, produced that big win in the shorts, rounding him up from off the speed, and then was pretty good in the Everest without being outstanding. I think the market's going to be the key here on Saturday. We know with these Waller horses, you know, the money comes late, particularly on the exchange. So look out for Jolly Star. I think we can stick with 6 and 10 in the quaddie.
All right, the second leg is the Champions Mile. Probably the best race of the day, Glenn, you'd have to say. And how do we play it quaddie-wise?
Yeah, unbelievable race. Can't wait for this. I've taken 3 in the quaddie. I think it's going to be a cracking race. Treasure of the moment for me. Like, she just creates a bit of interest because I don't think she's been in at her best this preparation after that first up win, but she was very good in the Cox Plate, I thought, and she's got an opportunity here to park in behind the lead pair, and with that fitness advantage coming back from the 2,000 metres of the Cox Plate, I think certainly a winning chance, particularly if the track's got a bit of sting in it. Prior to Jenny, obviously we know what happened there, didn't we? They sat off her in the Empire Rose. She made them pay. She'll do that again, but she won't get a soft lead because Mr. Brightside will be at her girth. He's got the 59 kilos. He was outstanding in the King Charles. I think he's the threat. I'm just going with the 3 in the quaddie, 1, 7 and 9.
Okay, and we, as you said, will stand out Via Sistina. So race 8, 1 out in the quaddie, 10 Via Sistina.
Yeah, that's the way to play it.
All right, and let's go to this final race, which, as you said, is down the straight, 1,100 metres.
Yeah, as I said, actuality was very impressive there at Seymour, and no doubt she's been targeted for it. The favourite is Stolly Bolly, who's been very well backed. This horse needs a win. There's no doubt about it. I thought probably should have won at Geelong, but gave up the advantage there. Had the chance to lead and sat in behind and then had to do a lot of chasing. James McDonald takes over. I think it gets a lovely trail in behind. A speedy horse in Ballestier who only knows one way. He'll just go flat out, but he just keeps giving. He's a really tough horse, Ballestier, so we've got to put him in the quaddie. Yaldi, I thought, was very good at the jump outs, and then was a big drifter on first up there at Bendigo on Cup Day. He was taken back to last. He charged home for second there. He'll get another fast speed and he's drawn wide, so he'll be the one charging home late. So the 4 runners for the quaddie are 6, 9, 10 and 16.
All right, that's in race number 9. So that's the quaddie from Glen Ingram on Champions Day. 6 and 10 into 9, 7 and 1. Via Sistina 1 out in the third leg, number 10, and then home with 16, 6, 10 and 9. All right, Glenn, hopefully after Saturday you can have a nice lay down and a deep breath.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. Looking forward to it. Good luck on the weekend, boys.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you very much to Glen Ingram for all his help throughout Cup Week. He's been here, there and everywhere and giving us plenty of tips and finding plenty of winners. He's been very good for last month, 6 weeks.
He's been terrific. No, he's been a wonderful acquisition. All
right, so that is Champions Day there at Flemington Saturday. Now,
the weather's bleak, isn't it?
Well, hopefully it's not. Forecast
isn't great, no.
Nice and cold.
Oh, really fresh. Really fresh. So, anyway, we've got 28 degrees and sun over here.
Sucked in.
Well,
people in Melbourne enjoying Cup Week, having fun. Damn them.
The Sports Daily presents Chris Nelson with his look at Queensland racing.
How are you, Chris?
Very well, thanks, Taylor. Good morning to you. Good morning, Digby.
Hello, Chris. How are you? You well?
I'm very well, thanks. Very well, no complaints.
Good to hear. Good to hear. What's happening in Queensland weather-wise?
Well, as I said, the sun's out now, and look, at the forecast a day or so ago was pretty clear for Saturday. But somebody just asked me what the forecast was. I thought I'd better have another look just in case. It still looks reasonably okay. They're just saying there's a chance of a storm in the west and maybe a shower late afternoon into the evening. So if that's okay, or if that happens, that is fine. So we'll go on that.
Okay, so we're thinking good, though?
Definitely good. Yeah, we've had some pretty good weather this week, so if that doesn't arrive, definitely good.
Okay, all right. Okay, so some suggested bets, please, Chris, before we get your quaddie numbers.
All righty, I've got 4 of them here, and we kick off in the first race. Race 1, number 5, Pocket Money, for the Muntz team, who had a treble at Ipswich yesterday. Now, a winner at Eagle Farm over 1,200 metres two-back was a good effort, carried 58 kilos, so does like the track, has won 2 of 3 here. Then had a month off. They went from 1,200 to 1,350 at Doomben. I thought the run was good, just a bit of a sitting shot late, and Boom Shot was the horse that ran over the top of this mare late in the race. Now, she's a lot fitter this time around. She's only a couple of weeks between runs, and she only rises 50 metres, and she drops 1.5 kilos, and she'll settle on speed in a race where it doesn't look to be a great deal of it. So I think she's very well placed. I think she'll run very well. That's race 1, number 5, Pocket Money.
Continue.
Race 6, horse number 8, Cavalryman, one that poor old Nathan X would like to see shifted somewhere else in the country. He cannot catch it, but it was a good run last time out, and you can't knock it. It ran second at Doomben behind the very smart Mr. Buster, had 59.5 kilos that day, sat 3 wide the entire 2,000 metres and without cover. So was entitled to fold right up in the straight. He did the complete opposite. He was only beaten just over a length on the line. Now, as I said, he carried 59.5 there. Supposedly a tougher race tomorrow. I'm not really sure that it is. And he drops down to 54.5 with Jace McMurray to ride from a good gate. Gate number 2, he won't be caught wide tomorrow. So those that were with him last time, you were very unlucky. Stick with him tomorrow. Race 6, number 8, Cavalryman.
Okay, your third play, please, Chris.
Race 8, down the bottom, there's 2 here that interest me, 15 and 16. 15, Think Hard and Fast, and 16, Margot's Deal. Now, Margot's Deal was impressive winning at Doomben 2-back, and then the run last time was quite okay also. That was the start of October. She's been accepted for and scratched many times since. I'm not sure what's going on with her. She's got the ability, but she may need to hit out here. The other one, number 15, Think Hard and Fast, new addition to the Mark Curry stable. The first up third at Toowoomba in that Saturday meeting, at the Toowoomba Cup meeting, was good. And then the third at Doomben last time, they had to ride her forward. She was going to be caught deep. So they pushed on, sat outside the lead. Wasn't really the right place for the mare, but she fought on quite well, and she was still giving plenty on the line. She needs further. She gets that tomorrow. She's got Ben Thompson to steer from a reasonable gate. So I'm going to go with her. Think Hard and Fast. That is race 8, number 15.
All right. Yes, and finally.
And one more. Race 9, horse number 8, and that is Warby. One for Tony Gollan and Angela Jones. Now, Warby is the type of horse that gets back and runs home hard. Tomorrow, he draws gate number 1. When he draws a gate, he settles a lot closer. He's down 7.5 kilos from his third at Doomben last time out. Yes, he tackles Open Company here, but it's not the strongest Open Company race we've ever seen. I think he'll be in the right spot. You know he's going to finish off. So race 9, number 8, Warby.
Okay. Am I right in saying he's one of yours, though, Chris, Warby?
He is. Yep. Yes. Buckaroo was one of mine too. Not anymore.
Look what you did to him. Don't worry, Chris.
I know.
No, I was with our Riffer. That wasn't very smart either. So
beat home Valiant King, didn't it?
There's a few of us.
Yeah, no, 3.
You were Valiant King?
3 blind mice in here. All right, Chris.
How good are we?
Yeah, not very. Let's get your quaddie numbers, please.
All right. First leg, 1, 3 and 8. Second leg, 15, 16 and 2. Third leg, 8, 1, 10 and 4. And the final leg, 2, 1, 12 and 14.
2, 1, 12 and 14. Of those 4 bets that you threw out, race 1, number 5, race 6, number 8, race 8, number 15, race 9, number 8, what is the standout?
I don't think there's any standout, but if you twisted my arm and said which one is the best of them, I'd still have to probably sit on the fence and go 1, number 5 and 9, number 8.
Okay, Pocket Money and Warby. Chris, thank you. We'll hear from you tomorrow morning between 7 and 8 WA time.
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Have a great weekend.
There's Chris Nelson taking a look at that program there at Eagle Farm. So race 1, number 5. We'll nominate that as Chris's best. Pocket Money at around $4. He made a good case. The map sets up well. No fixed odds for race number 9 up just at Eagle Farm just at the moment, but all other tips are at nice odds. Pocket Money at $4. Cavalryman at $3.90. Think Hard and Fast at $5.50.
I like it.
So fingers crossed Chris can continue his good form as well.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
All right. Is the spring still going in Sydney?
Yeah. Well, one thing with the spring in Sydney, it will go into the summer.
Oh.
It does not stop.
5 diamonds, 1,800 metres transatlantic at $2.70. The favourite is the feature on the program. So we're still punching through the spring in Sydney. Ron Dufficy, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Ron. What are we expecting out west tomorrow weather-wise?
Look, we've had some hot days, another hot day today. So at this stage, the track is hard and fast.
Yep.
There is a little chance between midnight and 1 o'clock. Some models are saying we might get a storm that might drop 10 mils on us, but I think that'll only freshen up the track. So I would suggest at worst a soft 5, but it'll clear back up to a good track during the day. Because it's another hot day tomorrow.
All right. Can we get your suggested bets before the quaddie numbers, please, Ron?
I think the gamble of the day is in race 9, number 2, Weeping Woman. I know Joe Pride's got a couple of good chances here, but just rarely do you see him really neck one in a trial and just not let them go at all. She looks to be airborne to me. I think she's the first one to find a position in the run here, which is important at the Rosehill 1100. And I think she's going to run boldly fresh. So I'm very keen on her to nearly win that race. Probably the other bet is in race 5. Number 2, Hurstville's a Greb. He was a dominant winner second up. Not a big fan of outside draws at 1800 at Rosehill in these races, and speed underneath him. But just an inch of luck in this race. I think he'll be very hard to beat. Race 5, number 2, Hurstville's a Greb. Looking for a value run-up. I think it's in the midway race 2, and that is number 7 here, Super Nui. Too short for a first up. He went to the line okay. So 1,300 second up, ideal. I'd probably love to get that drop of rain to have a soft 5 early in the day because she'll relish that. But I just think different form here might be good, and it's hers. So race 2, number 7, Super Nui, the best at odds on the day.
Lovely. Tab Touch currently at $9.50, race 2, number 7. Quaddie numbers, Ron, please?
Quaddie, there's 240 combinations today. The first league, 3297. I think just the mapping of this race just sways things in Mirabelle Rose's favour here. She looks to get complete control with no other speed, while her other danger, the main danger, Miss Rumbini, is usually better as a back marker, but may be forced to be ridden forward in this race. So it's a little bit trickier for her, but she's very talented and did see excuses there in the invitation last start. But I want to throw 2 more in. Bohemia, who's flying at the moment, and number 7, Dark Glitter, a 25 to 1 chance. I could mark her as short as $10 here. She hasn't won in a while, but she has been really competitive against all the good mares, all preparation, with no luck and a better draw. Actually, could even spec her. So 3297, the first leg. The second leg is the 5 Diamonds. I want to put 5 horses in here. 7, 8, 1, 9 and 3 with number 7 Militarise. I know he's been frustrating for punters and I keep trying to make a case swing, but he just comes out of all the right lead-ups and he gets his best chance here. He's a fit horse and, against his own age, I think he's right there. Rise at Dawn's a real tough nut who rides the speed. Number 8, Transatlantic is another one from this 1,800-metre start, speed underneath him and the outside draw. Not easy. Got the form, but I think he's under the odds. And Firestorm, number 9, back from Melbourne. She just loves Rosehill and will be charging home at the end of 1,800. And you can't leave the European out. I was sort of all over him until the trial the other day. It was an uninspiring trial, but I'm not going to let that worry me too much from that stable. So 7, 8, 1 and 9 in race number 8. Race 9... 2, 9, 11 and 5. I'm with Weeping Woman, as I spoke with. I want to put insurance in there with 9 here, Strata Verena, who's trialling up nicely, first up in a while. The stablemate of the horse I like, Taxation, has got a big boom on her, but just has to bring that Wednesday form to Saturday. And the big improver is Silver Wedding, well-bred type of mare who will sit off this hot speed and run on strongly. And the last, just 3 numbers here, 5, 9 and 3, 593. Morgier just hasn't run the mile of his past 2 starts. So I think back to the scene of the crime, the Rosehill 1400, where he put 2.5 lengths on them, winning there. I think he can improve. I think the dangers are obviously Frosty Girl, who's could be a good horse, but she's priced as a good horse. A different race altogether, this one, than what she's been beating. But stable's got a good opinion of her. And Formal Display, number 3, goes in. That form around him is quite good now with that Dance for the Burn second the other day. It's come out and won at Flemington. So 5, 9 and 3 in the last.
All right, so that's 3, 2, 9 and 7 into 7, 8, 1, 9 and 3. The third leg, 2, 9, 11 and 5 and 5, 9 and 3 numbers for Ron Dufficy there in the quaddie at Rose Hill. Thank you very much, Ron, and the spring continues.
Yep, thanks, guys.
There we go. There's Ron Dufficy with his look at Rose Hill. We're finally back to Rose Hill.
Yes.
That's two people that have tipped militarise.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't possibly.
Well,
could you?
Well, maybe you could.
Could you?
Not for me. But those boys know their form a lot better in Sydney than you and I do, TC. But I have trust issues with militarise.
What was his last win? Before he went to stud and then stopped studying and then came back?
Yeah, and your man's riding him, isn't he?
Oh, Joe,
but he does have an association with the horse, so that should help.
And after the Melbourne Cup, he rode that winner quite well. Burma Star?
Yeah. He's a world-class jockey, Joe.
Oh, well, so is Frankie. You pot him.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Not in Australia. Joe Moreira's had success in Australia. Frankie would never, ever have had success in Australia, even if he rode to 130.
On the Sports Daily, the Shayne train's coming into the station. Here's Shayne Williams with his winners for tonight's WA Greyhound racing.
All right, the Shayne train to take a look at Mandurah. How do we do, Shayne?
Good morning, boys. How are we?
Very well, and you?
Yeah, really well, Diggs. Thanks for a Friday.
Good to hear. What do you know?
Not a lot. Just going to be keeping an eye on you two tonight. Make sure you don't play up.
How'd you go yesterday?
At the tips?
Yeah, tipping.
No good. No, blackout. No, the
saving it for tonight.
The one that was each way odds was another tragedy beat, Sunset Buckles. It jumped well and I sat second, and then there was a bit of a mix-up, so it ran fourth, of course, but no good at all.
You confident about this evening?
Yeah, a little bit more confident tonight. Like I said, Thursday nights them 300-metre races. Sometimes they throw up a bit of a lottery, to be honest, boys. But anyway, we'll see how we go tonight.
All right, let's go.
All right. Well, we'll kick it off in race number 3. Number 6, Miss Ronnie Mack. She's been a model of consistency of late. Looks very well placed in a race of this nature. Looks like she can roll forward and sit handy to the speed, and she's got a class edge on her rivals here, and I'm quite confident she can bring up career win number 21. Race 3, number 6 to kick us off.
Okay. That's for Corey White. Next one.
Race 5, number 1, Sunset Oyster. She's been racing really well of late as well, including a win here. 3 back in a very fast 22-24. That was from box 3. Moves into box 1 where she has a lethal record, 10 starts for 4 wins and 4 places. I think she'll take a power of beating tonight as well. Race 5, number 1.
And the next one?
Yeah, race 8, number 1, My Boy Beast. He's having his 5th run back from a break now, and this is his second over the 400-metre trip. He smashed the line 2 back over the 300 when he won, and he looks suited getting out to the 400 metres. Box 1 will be a huge help, and he's just a winner. He's won 6 of 13, so I thought he'd be hard to beat as well, race 8, number 1.
Who's the best?
I think Miss Ronnie Mack. She's a class edge on these dogs. I know she's been smashed in the betting already, and she's been racing much harder races in town, and I think she's running 2 Group 1 Galaxies as well. So she's getting on a bit, but she's still racing well. Race 3, number 6, boys.
All right, race 3, number 6, the best of your 3 plays, along with race 5, number 1, and race 8, number 1. I spoke to Peter O'Neill earlier this morning, Shayne. He said there's an extra shipment of white cans for you this evening.
I hope they're in the package. If they're not, we'll have to throw in a bit extra. But no, it'll be a good night, and I might need you to do the trot form.
Yeah.
I spoke to Cody Charles yesterday, and he hadn't even looked at them, so that's not a good start.
Well, that's good. We've got to follow you.
Well, yeah, tune in at 8 o'clock. We've got the form. We're all going to be backing the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your strategy with harness investments, Shayne, over the journey?
Try and win.
Just back G Hall Jr., but he's not there.
Yeah, we're flying blind tonight, aren't we?
I'm looking forward to it, actually, and it'll be a fun night.
It'll be a good night, yep.
We've got to just behave and and just get home at a reasonable hour, I think. So,
yeah, right.
But,
That's
no, it'll be a
overrated.
good night.
Yep. Trust me, Shayne. I reckon that's Codswallop. All right, mate.
Well,
will you have a good day, and we'll see you here for the Tab Touch Punters Club this evening.
Yeah, look forward to it. Have all the best, boys, and good luck to the punters over the weekend.
There is no greater feeling than winning on the punt. And if you fail to prepare, you are prepared to fail. This is the golden hour where knowledge is power. We know life is short. That is why we focus on what really matters, finding winners. Time is the longest distance between now and start time. The clock is ticking.
All right, it's about to take a look at Flemington. 9 races on the program, still to go. Cup week, we're at three-quarter time. Bjorn Baker, Jack Turnbull, Brad Parnham, Tiana Noski and Holly Watson to join us on the Hour of Power, but we'll kick it off straight away with Grahame Begg, who's been nice enough to join us this morning on the Sports Daily over here in Perth. Grahame, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Grahame. Great to have a chat. The forecast is quite bleak over there for tomorrow. I dare say Magic Time would like that.
I won't do a chance as any harm, put it that way.
No. We know that she's really effective in wet ground. We've seen that. She's just a high-class mare, full stop. She goes around in the champion sprint. Grahame, how have you viewed her campaign this time in?
Yeah, well, obviously she won first up, and then she ran third in the Group 1 race at Moonee Valley, the Manikato, and then we took her up to Sydney. She drew the outside gate in the Everest, and it was a bit of a sort of funny sort of race. She sort of went back, had to take a medicine, and look, she got beaten 4 lengths. It was a bit like they held up and they all sprinted home, and they stayed in their positions, really. But, look, we were very happy with her. She's come back. Had a week down at the water treadmill, just a bit R&R and freshened up nicely for tomorrow's race.
Will this be the end of her campaign?
I'd say there's not much else left for her. The only way she would run again if she happened to back up in the All of next week, which I'd say would be unlikely.
Okay, so if she goes there and has, a good day out, no bad luck, is she capable of running top 3, Grahame?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, if she got the conditions and things worked out well, certainly. Look, she's got a barrier where she can, just be not far off the speed and give herself every opportunity.
A lot of people we've spoken to on the program, Grahame, over the last couple of days are pretty keen on the chances of She's a Hustler. Do you share that confidence in race number 4?
Yes, look, she's trained on very well. She's had the 2 starts this preparation. She's won only 2 starts, and she's going to Flemington tomorrow where she's won at before. So bit of a weight swing around for her from her last start, meeting some of the opposition. So, but we think she's taken the necessary improvement. We've trained her to have a peaking on the day tomorrow, so she'll get her opportunity.
Okay, post tomorrow, Grahame, what does it look like for her, given this is start only number 3?
Possibly just go out and have a bit of a break and get ready for the autumn. So, look, they don't get a long time out. So, it's all about next year for her. We still think that she's a mare that, probably next spring she'll be really seen to the fore.
All right, so she's 5 and only. This will be start 10 on Saturday. Were there early issues or she's just been a slow maturer?
Look, she's been a slow maturer. We've given her every opportunity. She was trained in New Zealand by Roger James, and she had a first start. I think she might have run second, and then she pulled up with a little niggly issue, but she was allowed time for her to mature. The owners have been great. They haven't rushed her. So, look, we've just taken her along nice and carefully and eased her through her grades and gradually stepped her up. But she's got a very good winning profile, and she's a very good, honest horse. So, certainly she's still on the up.
Absolutely, fingers crossed. That's a good push. Race 4, number 5, She's a Hustler. Race number 3, the previous race, de Bergerac goes around. Last start winner, Grahame. What do you make of the chances of this 5-year-old gelding?
Well, he's a very good straight horse, de Bergerac. He's got a very good record up the straight. We've given him a bit of a freshen up in between runs. He's coming off having a barrier trial at Caulfield last Thursday to fit him up for tomorrow's race, and I think he's drawn probably the right part of the track. He has a big weight drop, obviously gone up in grade, but look, he does handle the straight very, very well, and I don't think if it get any rain, it'll worry him.
Okay, and earlier in the day, you've got Angland going around, having his 3rd start this time in, a 2-time winner on soft ground, Grahame.
Yeah, that's right. He actually won this race last year, so look, he looks like he's really just starting to hit his straps, so hopefully he'll put himself up on speed and give himself every opportunity.
One horse up there at Rose Hill, Merivale Rose, is the short price favourite in the Hot Danish. Confident she can continue her good form?
Yeah, look, she's travelled up to Sydney in good order. She gets a nice race. It's a set weight race. They all carry 57. She looks like, the way the race looks like it might profile, she might be able to dictate, and she's got a red-hot jockey on board tomorrow, Nash Willer, so, she'll get every opportunity.
Okay, the best of your 5 runners tomorrow?
Probably Merivale Rose.
Okay, Merivale Rose up there in Sydney. Thanks very much for your time, Grahame.
Pleasure.
There's Grahame Begg. All right, another daughter of Grunt.
Yeah, exactly right.
Rose.
Yeah, and he's right about Nash.
Flying.
Some of the... Not that he doesn't shine when the big boys and girls are up in Sydney, but with a couple of them away, he's having a fill-up. Nash, he had a wonderful Tuesday.
He's been everywhere this week. Nash, didn't he ride? I think he rode 2 or 3 winners on Tuesday there in Sydney, and then he got to Kyneton on Wednesday.
No, he's having
a winner at Kyneton.
Having a good time of it. That's a good push, though, isn't it? Merivale Rose, given the support that She's a Hustler has met with. Yeah. So, okay. And look, he had a couple of horses nommed for the Winterbottom Stakes, that being King Zephen and also Nance, both spelling.
Okay.
So they will
Zephyr
not...
just probably hasn't quite come back, has
No, not this time in. But so those 2 horses who... Well, King Zephyr also had a nom for the railway, but in the paddock.
All right, the king of the Winterbottom now joins us on the Sports Daily. Bjorn Baker, good morning to you.
Morning, guys. Morning. How you going?
Going very well. How are you going?
Well, great. I'll tell you, I went to the gym this morning and I blew it to pieces. Like, I have never gone better. And I didn't feel great going in.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a class and I won easily. And then as I walked out, I thought, what could it be? And I looked down at my shirt and it was a Quokka export shirt. I thought, it can only be that. My favourite city and my favourite beer.
I don't think you discriminate with the beer. I'm not so sure about the city. Now, Bjorn, when you go to the gym and you have a class, like you said you have a class, are you more of a legs man, or are you a chest man, or are you just an all-rounder?
Like my horses, I like to be split. I like to, all distances, all speed ranges, and just a little bit of an all-rounder. You've got to go left-handed, right-handed. You got to relax well in the run. Yeah. And I'm a little bit like Overpass. As my gym coach, he tells me often, you have absolutely zero ability, but you've got a big ticker. That's all I can take. But I like to go out hard like Overpass. Yeah. I just can't sustain it. So I'm in trouble at the 1,000 metre if it was a 1,200 metre race.
I reckon you would have been sweating out a fair few frothies this morning. Oh.
No, low-key, but I'm back. I'm doing what all us Aussies do great. It's a national holiday after midday on a Friday. I've got a big lunch today, and then we'll celebrate the last day of the carnival, win, lose or draw. So it's good to be involved.
Talking of celebrating, you were doing that last week after Caballas was successful, and we see Caballas on the spin tomorrow in the Champions Sprint.
Yeah, he was very good, and his first up run was excellent. His track work leading into that run was phenomenal. So a little bit different game now. He was down the straight last week, and we don't have to do too much with him, but he's up and going. He's fit. There's heaps of rain forecast tomorrow, so that could definitely have an impact. And he's drawn towards the outside, which I think if the rain does come, not knowing a whole heck about how the straight racing works, I think that's probably more advantageous than a disadvantage. So he goes in rock hard fit. It was a good one last time or last week, and he always looked likely.
What are you thinking after Saturday if his campaign does continue?
I'm more than think we'll probably put him out and save him for the autumn. That's my gut feel. He wouldn't be coming across to you guys. We'll just target that with Overpass.
All right. Now, what about the stablemates? Very much in form. It's great to see Steffi Magnetica do what she did last start. So she goes around in the Champions Mile alongside Pericles.
Yes, and I thought it was a big win last time. I thought she defied the track by. She definitely got further back than we were probably hoping. I think up to a mile suits, and I think she's a fresh horse on the scene a little bit. You try and look at positives when you're in a race of this calibre. A lot of the horses are very good. A couple of champions there, so you try and go in believing. And I think she's very, very well. She's had a couple of really good gallops. Her best form's arguably being at the mile, winning the Doncaster in the spring, and then she's very unlucky a week later in the Legacy against Fangirl. So I think she's in great order. She's travelled down there well. She's got gate 1. Jason Collett knows her, and if it did get wet, she can get through a wet track too. I think all of the horses in this race can know, but Collett in particular knows her. He's got a lot of belief, and he rides wet tracks very well.
When you have two horses in a race like this, Bjorn, with Pride of Jenny, and we know what Pride of Jenny's going to do, what does that change your tactics, or you just have to hope she has an off day, I suppose?
Yeah, and I'm just mindful that, and she's been bang off, then she'll explode again and win. So I guess it depends what Jenny turns up to a degree, but she's a champion, and anything can happen. But I think we've got to worry about our own horses. And in particular, Pericles, he's been phenomenal this preparation, and the form he's got against Autumn Glow. I thought he maybe, the way the race worked out last time, is exposed earlier than ideal, and that's where we come to Pride of Jenny. He's the last horse I'd want to be chasing her up with. So very much would probably even look to really smother him, be midfield, and just try and hold him up, because he's got a very good sprint if we can look after him early. So he's definitely not out of it, and he can get through a wet track too. But I think the key is you've just got to ride your horse as you see it, and I think both horses are very well, but we'll just try and put them where they're comfortable, especially if the track did get demanding. Mindful that Steffi Magnetica is not deep into preparation, and I think Pericles is better held up.
All right, race number 3 on the program as well. Disneck, is he going to the races if this forecast does play out, because he's much better on top of the ground?
Yeah, he is, and it's one of those things. I guess we'll definitely aim to run him, and even on Tuesday the track played remarkably well considering how much rain they had. So a lot will depend on how much rain they get through the day, and he's one of the earlier races, so it may not be as big a negative, but I thought he ran well last week, and he's fit. If it did get wet, I guess his fitness will carry him a fair way. And actually, I think the conditions of the race, he gets in pretty well at the weights too.
Okay, so Jason rides there. Now, that is Victoria. Bjorn, you also have runners up in Rose Hill. Is there a winner there?
I think the Budgie Smuggler is a really promising stayer. He was very good a week and a half ago. There's not a lot of 2,400 metre races, so I'm forced to run him probably earlier than ideal. Back on top of the ground, it's a bit of a question mark. But I think he's a show. I think Stradivarine is a good horse, could overcome a wide gate. Midnight Dynamite was very good last week. No doubt the race probably suited him and the track conditions, but he's on the quick back up and weighing to be positive with him. But the horse in the last, and which is, of course, my favourite race, is Morjou. My favourite race of the day is Morjou. I think he's got a good gait. I thought he ran well 3 weeks ago in what has worked out to be a super form race. He looks fantastic. His track work on Tuesday was good. I think he can run a really, really big race, and he's not out of it at very backable odds. I think he's going well.
Right. How's Overpass?
Great. Had a good gallop yesterday. He flies out 15th of November, so I can't wait to get over there, and looking forward to the 29th of November.
Look forward to seeing you, and we'll let the gyms know you're coming.
Fantastic. Yeah, we won't be hitting the gyms too hard whilst I'm over there. So, no, as always, can't wait to get over, and hopefully can make history 3 in a row. But there's a couple of local horses going pretty well, and you've got to respect them. We couldn't pull it off in the Quokka, and hopefully the Winterbottom.
Fingers crossed for your sake, Bjorn. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
There's Bjorn Baker taking a look at that. So race 10, number 5, up there at Rosehill Marjoud at $7 was the good push there. And then
a good push.
The Budgie Smuggler.
The Budgie Smuggler.
Son of Redwood out of Hot Pants.
That's very well named, isn't it? Lightly raced 5-year-old, only having start number 7 tomorrow. Former Kiwi horse, now in the care of Bjorn. So that was a good push as well.
Absolutely, all right. It was a good push for Steffi Magnetica, who's going very well, but has to run into the champ that is Pride of Jenny, who owns this week there at Flemington. Assistant trainer Jack Turnbull joins us on the Sports Daily from Kirramar Racing. Jack, thank you very much for your time and a good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making yourself available, Jack. What does the past week look like for Pride of Jenny?
Very light. Yeah, she's been working and swimming, but just very easy canters, and I guess trying to mirror her training of 2 years ago when we did it before. So she's really well. She had a bit of a play going on the track this morning. Seems like she's in as good a space as we can have her. So it's going to be an interesting race.
Were you expecting that performance last Saturday?
No, I mean, we expected her to run well. Her weight was finally back at the sort of her best range, and there was nothing to fault her physically. She was 2 weeks in travel, which is always in the back of your mind, but for her to go out and run like that and to produce a figure like she did, being 105, and just run the splits that she did, it was pretty amazing. And twice now, which she's done, well, 3 to be honest. She's done it in the Peter Young, first up last prep. She did it in the Fing and first up this prep. And you just stand there in awe, to be honest. She just puts on a great display.
Jack, I was just going to ask you that. When she does that and the crowd's roaring and she's so popular with the punters, what does it make you feel like?
I guess, there's a lot of gratitude. You feel very lucky to be a part of it. She's an absolute weapon, and she just keeps coming back. Most horses of her age would be producing foals now, and you wouldn't have the opportunity to race her. And thankfully, Tony wants her to be a racehorse because she wants to be, and the form suggests that she's at the top of her game still. So it's very much a privilege to be working with a horse of her calibre. She's world class, and now that she has this following, it's great to be at the front of it.
So it sounds like you're pretty confident we can expect a performance that's going to be pretty similar to what we saw last week.
Well, we expect, like a forward showing. The bar has been raised in terms of what we are up against, and tactically, I'd imagine they're going to be a little bit cheeky with where they sit, and if they know if we can get a margin and run along, that's their asset. So I would say Treasure of the Moment tries to sit close, and Brightside, they've squared off a few times. So it's what makes the race, because you know what riders are trying to set out to do. But in doing that, when she's right, they generally undo themselves. So if the rain falls, that's an asset. We love soft grounds, and as we know, it's hard to peg back the margin in going that's rain affected.
Jack, how does Light Infantryman turn the tables on the Great Mare?
I think we have to utilise the draw and use his speed. He's a high-pressure horse, and we need to run along to a degree and make sure it's a truly run mile and a quarter. We ran well on the Cox Plate. I think if Ethan had his time again, he probably gets going a little bit earlier, so it's not as much of a sit and sprint. This horse now probably could get 2,400 if we asked him to, so he's of that calibre. He's very fit as well, and that's his asset. He's a sort of on-pace, grinding horse. That's what he's been used to in Europe, and that's our best chance to turn the tables.
Can you kick off the day a winner in the English banner? You've got 2 chances. Calamari Ring, Wings of Glory. The market suggesting Calamari Ring's probably the better of those 2 chances?
Yeah, and you'd say that off their trial form. She's done no wrong. Her last jump out, Calamari Ring, was against older horses by default, and she did not look out of place. She was wide working and covered them late. She's come on from that. Wings of Glory was prepped up in Sydney. She's come down, had an easy trial at Caulfield in a 4-horse heat, had the rail and did everything fine. So of the 2, I'd lean towards Calamari Ring for what we've seen. She's probably had a little bit more pressure applied to her, but both should run competitive races.
Were you heartened by the first up performance of Nadal?
Oh, we were pleased, yeah. That's 12 months off knee surgery on a track that was a 4, which was just good enough to run. He quickened up under mark like he was going to go bang, and he did feel like the winner, and then last 100 he said he felt like he just had spent all his petrol tickets. So he's come on from that naturally, and with the forecast that we have, the conditions should really suit tomorrow.
Yeah, and drawing the right side of the track down the straight there. Race number 5, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes over the 2,600 metres. Sadati, Earl of Tyrone, Interpretation, Strawberry Rock. At this stage going around for Kieran Jack. Who's the best of those 4 chances?
We will stick with Sadati. He's going for the bonus. We did accept for the Melbourne Cup. Unfortunately, he was number 25, so it didn't take his place. But he's really well. Another horse that likes a little bit of cut in the ground. So he's probably one of the 4 that we would go towards. Interpretation's hitting form. Strawberry Rock was better last start with Shades. And Earl of Tyrone, we've taken the blinkers off. He was keen in a slowly run Bendigo Cup, and as his form suggests, he does need to improve, and hopefully he does do that Saturday.
Okay, you've got Benedetta going around in the Champions Sprint. Very good straight track horse. Can you make a case for her at a big quote, Jack?
Well, we can. I mean, she absolutely blundered the start first up. We've never dealt with her being wrong in the gates, but in her trials, the 2 that we've given her. But first up, she was, pretty cranky. So trialled her in between with blinkers on, and we had a tail that day, and she stepped clean and was quite good in very heavy going. So, as you said, she's a high caliber horse, likes the ground if it was to be soft, and is a straight track mare. So she'd need to pull out her absolute best. But if she does, she's definitely a top 4 chance.
Can you finish the carnival with a winner, just like Gabby goes around in race number 9?
She's there to run well. It's an even race, we think. She's drawn best part of the track. She was okay last start. She just found a couple that were a bit better than her. So we've backed right off her, kept her fresh, and hopefully she gets back to her winning ways, which she was like first up.
Who's the best at Flemington?
Ooh, great question. I'm going to stick with Pride of Jenny, to be honest. I just have a feeling she's going to repeat history, and Calamari Ring would be closely followed behind her.
All right, beautiful. That's race 7, number 7, Pride of Jenny. Race 1, number 9, Calamari Ring. Hopefully start the day off with a bang. Thank you very much for your time, Jack, and enjoy tomorrow.
Will do. Thank you.
There's Jack Turnbull from Kieran Maher Racing. So we've heard from Grahame, Begg, Bjorn Baker, Jack Turnbull. Coming up on the Hour of Power still, Brad Parnham, Tiana Noski and Holly Watson.
Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Tyler Cortland and Digby Beecham with you. The last half hour of the Hour of Power. Half hour of Power Diggers to go.
Yes.
Tipping races as well for the weekend. Listeners, text in your tips on 0427 789 571. The chance to win a $100 Tab Touch voucher.
Yes, MR6 and MR7, the Champions Sprint and Champions Mile, and then the 3 features here at Ascot tomorrow. PR7, PR8, PR9.
All right, what are your tips for those 5?
10 Taurus if he starts.
If he doesn't?
Magic Time.
Magic Time.
Wet, track.
Kick.
Can most definitely win.
You like Magic Time, okay.
And Magic Time. Champions Mile. I wouldn't have thought I'd be tipping Pride of Jenny, but off what she did last week and the fact that she's probably going to get a wet track tomorrow. Faritha, King of Light, awfully hard to beat. Delta Sun's in my numbers for obvious reasons. I think Super Smink can win the Lastia from that low draw, respectful of the talent that Western Empire has. And I'm thinking Grant and Alana win the Lucky Grey. Mm-hmm. With a horse who was outstanding, it must be said, in the Northern Cup.
I think it's very close to the best bet of the day.
I agree. I think he might just be the BB.
The BB?
The BB.
What other races have you got through?
I've got through the 2-year-old race. Looking forward to the 2-year-old race.
Yeah. Trialled, very nice, the gingerbread man.
Yes, he did.
Sean and Joe Casey.
Beatty.
Not Beatty?
Beatty, Warren Beatty, I'm not sure. However you pronounce it. It's
fast.
He trialled really well. 50.91 winkers on Barrier 2 W Pike rides. It was a terrific trial. Terrific trial.
Stick because All on Red couldn't have done too much more.
No, well, All on Red's been bomb-proof, hasn't he? Been really, really good. all on red. So, no, it's a good race, this little 2-year-old race, as you'd expect, because we're coming up to the Crystal Slipper, aren't we?
Yep, absolutely. The second race is a nice race too. We'll speak to Brad Parnham about that in a little bit more depth very, very shortly, but we might kick it off with race number 1 as he joins us now on the Sports Daily. Brad, a very good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Everything going well?
Yeah, pretty well. Pretty well, mate.
Yeah.
Chipping away.
That's good. That's all we can do. Crash Bandicoot, race number 1. Do you know too much about this horse kicking off the day, 1,100 metres, 2-year-old for Ike?
I don't know. Only what I've seen in the trial. Obviously, had the trial and ran third. So, look, there's some nice ones in it, so we'll do our best. But, hopefully we get around safe and the horse can run a handy race.
You do know a little bit about Ruben Sealing, who you ride in race 2, a good competitive graduation mile, Brad. Firstly, the performance last start, how taken were you of that?
Yeah, it was a really good effort. Obviously, we drew wide and we went back, which was that type of day. But, we went back and sort of just tracked them up. And, the way he let down was pretty promising. He gave a good kick and got over the top of them. So it was promising. Obviously, the way he raced, he looks like probably the 1600 will be up his alley. So I was really pleased with that. And obviously tomorrow's a bit different. We've drawn 1, so we're not going to get the same type of run. But I think I give the horse a good chance though.
Just with a look at the race at this stage from barrier number 1, how do you think that works out?
We don't have to be as far back as we were last start. That was only sort of because of the barrier. We just wanted some cover, but look, I think we'd probably just lob just behind the speed, and then we'll have to just try and find our way out, getting into the straight. But if we get a good enough passage throughout, I'd say we're going to give it a bit of a shake.
All right, that's Ruben Sealing in race number 2. Race number 4 on the program. Net Zero goes round at bigger odds. You haven't ridden this horse for a little while. First up, do you know how he's going?
I don't really know how he's going, to be honest. But he's drawn a nice gate. I'll obviously talk to Danny Morton about this horse sort of tomorrow. So, I probably can't give you too much about this horse. I'm not too sure how we're going.
Okay, Brad. Now, you ride Country God for Dad in the Fareeth. You didn't ride him fresh. No doubt you've seen him in the run and you've seen a replay or two. What did you make of that performance?
Yeah, look, actually, I do know a little bit about this one. I actually worked this one the other day, and I have, although not ridden it in a race, I have ridden the horse before. So, actually, it was a handy enough run the other day, and I was really happy with its work on Tuesday. So, I know this is a pretty handy field and all that, but I'm expecting this horse to sort of probably put his best foot forward and run a decent race. Obviously, be hard to win, but look, he should run a good enough race anyway.
Is he going to be a Guineas proposition or a Placid Arc proposition, Brad, or is it a case of we wait until after tomorrow?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a case of sort of wait until tomorrow to see how he runs through the line. I sort of believe the horse might be able to run through the line tomorrow, but look, I think it'll definitely, we'll see how he runs, and then Dad will make a call from there, I'd say.
Well, that's Country God in the Fareeth. Moving on to the Lastia, Magnificent Andy, who was obviously a really good winner first up in Kalgoorlie. What did you make of the last start effort in the Eurythmic, Brad?
Yeah, look, he was probably not as sharp last start, but he wasn't a bad effort by any means. But he probably didn't live up to his first up performance. But he's had a few weeks between runs now, and SJ seems pretty happy with him. So look, I think he loves this distance. He sort of he was sort of back good in the weights there. So I think, if he gets everything sort of pan out his way, he should be going pretty well tomorrow.
Okay, so that is Magnificent Andy in the feature, the Group 2 Listeria at Weight for Age. What did you make of the performance of Sensational in the Northern Cup in behind Red Sun Sensation? Brad, when fourth?
I thought it was a pretty handy effort. I had a nice enough run throughout, but the ones in front sort of proved hard to run down. But, yeah, look, it was a nice even effort, and I think if he can reproduce that sort of run, he probably should have his chance here, and, yeah, should be giving him a little bit of a crack.
Last start, did that suggest up to the 1,800 metres is a tick?
I think so, yeah. It was always sort of getting through to the line, so 1,800 should probably suit.
All right, race number 10 on the program to close out the day. So Dream a lot for Josh Crispin. You rode this horse back a couple of starts ago at Kalgoorlie. How do you think he's going?
Yeah, I rode him at Kalgoorlie. Probably didn't have the best run that day. But, yeah, I think drawing one's probably going to suit this horse. So I should be able to bounce out and settle just behind the speed, I reckon. But I think this horse probably does appreciate just that nice little soft run early, and if we can have that, we will get that type of run, and I think he should be able to run up the straight pretty well, and hopefully we're a bit of a chance here. There's obviously a few horses to beat, but I think he's going well enough to sort of play a bit of a part.
Brad, we had a chat to Dan Pearce on Wednesday morning in the wake of Talk & Co.'s terrific effort in the Burgess Queen. He indicated there was strong consideration being given to running her in the Guineas. If they go that way, is she capable of taking down the boys and winning that Group 2?
She's definitely capable. I thought it was a huge effort the other day. The winner always sort of just had me locked away for a bit longer than I wanted to, and we had to spot at 3 kilos, so I thought her effort was very good, and obviously the way she ran through the line, I think the 1,600 is going to be right up her alley. So obviously there will be some tough competitors in the Guineas, but she's more than capable of taking them on, I think, and I haven't heard exactly yet what they're doing if they do skip the Champion Fillies and go straight to the Guineas. But if they do, I'll be happy enough with that because she's going very well, that horse.
Who's your best chance tomorrow?
I don't know, mate. You put me on the spot. We'll go with Magnificent Andy. If he's racing at his best,
sure.
If he's racing at his best, he's probably my best.
Surely you expected that question, Brad, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, but I don't even know, mate. Jockey, you know what jockeys is. We don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, chop it out, Bradley.
We're the worst tipsters going around.
Chop it out. Don't start that.
Also, how do you hit him at Carina?
Oh, horrible, mate. The greens are like trampolines. I couldn't get a handle on it. But it was a good day. Had a fun day out there.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Good luck tomorrow.
All right. Cheers.
Brad Parnham there. Very good golfer.
He is very good.
Spot. He stands on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah.
Still gets it straight down the middle.
He's a very good golfer, but he's a better jockey than he is golfer. And that's saying it's something about his talent in the saddle.
Yeah.
Because he's a very accomplished golfer, but he's an outstanding rider, and he is riding in the peak of his powers at the moment, Bradley.
Southwesterlies, 15 to 20 kilometres in the middle of the day tomorrow, forecast for Perth, top of 28 and sunny.
I dare say we will get a fair track like we do each and every time we're at Ascot.
Yep. Started off the season very, very well, the track there at Ascot. Race number 2, very interested by that race because I think there's at least 4 there that might be able to push onto a Guineas.
And they would be?
Hazani.
Yes.
Running well.
Yep.
My Authorita.
Yep.
If running well. Ruben Sealing.
Yes.
Westbound.
Does Westbound need to win tomorrow to be guaranteed of a berth in a...
To be guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, very much so. And the same applies to Streamlined, who needs to run well in the Faritha out of the Cerise and White to to be assured of gaining a start. But I think if Streamlined and or Westbound were to gain starts, they'd be horses that people would be keen to have a little bit of an investment on.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to that race. Westbound, tough horse to sort of get a gauge on. He showed plenty of talents at the trials and then went to Geraldton in a maiden over the 1,400 metres and clearly didn't beat much, but gee whiz, did it in about gear 1.5.
Covered them quickly, like once the accelerator.
He got the perfect run though.
Yeah, but just quickened up like a really nice horse.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to all the races there at Ascot. You've got the tipping races. Maybe just give those to us one more time, please, Diggers.
Yes, MR6, the Champion Sprint, MR7, the Champions Mile, and then locally, PR7, the Faritha, PR8, the Lustia, and PR9, the Lucky Grey.
All right, we'll catch up with Holly Watson very, very shortly. And also we've got Zeph Johnston-Porter on the line because, of course, it's a big day for the apprentices there at Ascot with the WA Apprentices Cup on a Saturday over the 2,200 metres. And Zeph, he rides Omerta Grace, who up to the 2,200 metres, once again after that last start effort, should be advantaged. Zeph needs 5 minutes' time, so we'll take a quick break. We'll reset and we'll come back.
Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
All right, as we mentioned, big day for the apprentices tomorrow there at Ascot, and Zeph Johnston-Porter outside of the Apprentices Cup has a nice book of rides. Zeph, good morning to you and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. How are we?
Going very, very well. How's Omerta Grace going, you think, for the Apprentices Cup over the 2,200 metres tomorrow?
Yeah, no, look, last start was a little bit of a test, though. I kind of just didn't get the runs that we needed to, but no, I'm pretty confident in it tomorrow.
Okay, how exciting is it to ride against your fellow apprentices on a Saturday?
No, it's quite exciting. I'm aware that most of the apprentices haven't ridden on the day, so I'm sure it'll be a very exciting day for them too. This might be my last apprentice Cup to ride in, so that's another exciting factor for me too.
Okay, so clearly Simply and First Encounter are going to be horses that are popular in the market, but your fellow lightly raced for Jace, is he capable of winning this race, do you think?
I think he is. We won on him recently at Northern over a little bit less distance, but I think it is definitely reaching for the further distance, and I think it's got the opportunity to at least give them a run for their money.
All right, currently at $16 with Tab Touch Omerta Grace in race number 3 on the program. Of course, you make the nice pickup ride on All On Red, who's been really good to start the season, the 2-year-old colt for Tiana Noski. I obviously haven't jumped on this horse on race day, Zeph, but I imagine you would have been impressed by the replays?
Yeah, I've watched all of its replays. It definitely shows a lot of promising runs, and obviously it's it's got a 100% strike rate, and it's favourite too on the day. I'm very happy to be on it and get the opportunity to.
Yeah, as you should be. And you also get a really good opportunity, I think, for Adam with Hymns of Elladare in race 4. Drops in grade, good gate with your claim as well, Zeph. I think Hymns of Elladare is a live hope.
Yeah, I haven't had a proper look at the race yet, to be honest, but its few starts have been pretty good and yeah, as you said, good barrier, and it's also in the market too, so that hopefully should go really well.
Do you know too much about Snippy Witch, who's in good form this preparation, albeit up in Geraldton, so needs to make the step up in grade, but still is racing well?
Yeah, I haven't watched too many of its replays either, but no, it's been racing really well. It's a bit of a rough barrier draw, but it should go. Give them at least a good chance.
Okay, now Sean and Jake are giving you some opportunities, Zeph, and one of these comes tomorrow in the last event of the day, Angel Undercover, who gets out to 1,400 metres. Not sure if you've had a look at this race in great detail yet, but we do know that Angel Undercover, at her best, is a very, very capable mare.
Yeah, as you said there, I haven't had a great look at that one either. I normally have a really good look on the day, but I think the barrier draw is a little bit stiff too, but hopefully it all works out and we get to do what we need.
All right, so who would be the best of your 5 there tomorrow? Is it perhaps All On Red, given he is 2 for 2?
Yeah, I'm most confident in All In Red. I do think Omerta Grace should go pretty good too. And Hymns of Elladare are my favourites so far. And hopefully Sean and Jake Casey's one steps up on the day.
Absolutely. You've got a nice book of rides of 5 there tomorrow at Ascot's. Therefore, all the best. Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
There's Zephen Johnston-Porter, Angel Undercover, going very well.
I like the fact that she's at 14. I think this is now getting into a right distance range. It was good, fresh, 12, and then, there was talk about whether she would head to Cowell or not, but now 1400. I think it's start number 3 this prep. It looks very, very suitable. Difficult gate, don't get me wrong, but I think she represents a class.
Yeah, big field. The gate might not. We know her racing pattern. She gets back anyway, so it might not be the worst gate. And certainly by that time of the day, they might be making late runs down the centre of the track. All right, that's Zeph Johnston-Porter, Brad Parnham on the Sports Daily for the Hour of Power. We're closing in very quickly to 8 o'clock. We also caught up with Grahame, Begg, Bjorn Baker and Jack Turnbull. If you missed any of those, tabradio.com.au, or if you like to listen to your podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you go, just search the Sports Daily and hopefully you'll be able to catch up there. Social media will have Glenn Ingram, Chris Nelson, Ron Dufficy's tips. Shayne Williams gave us a few winners. David Short, a Friday Funny.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Look at me like that.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Oh, you just went outside 5 minutes ago, picked up a bottle of Grey Goose. How are you going? You've had a good win.
Yeah.
One of those bets you had for the football season with the listeners?
Yes, exactly.
Collected?
Yes. I still need to fix up Snoz. I fixed up Jason. I fixed up Benny from Bunbury.
Did you win on those or lose on those?
Karen Up Spy owes me a carton, but I need to get Snoz a couple of cartons.
About even?
Yeah, about even. I'll take the bottle of Grey Goose. I might give that a nudge after the Tab Touch Punters Club this evening.
Right. Okay.
Might as well send it. What else are you going to do? You can't sit there and look at it, can you?
Well, no, you can...
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you've seen me in full flight. That will be something that I'll get my lips around later on.
What is happening? Where am I?
Well... Yeah, you're in hell. Yeah.
Anyway, I've been thrown. What are we doing? Tipping races one more time.
Okay. PR 7, 8 and 9, the Farifa, Lastia, the Lucky Grey. And over there at Flemington, in the updated forecast I'll get to in a second, the Champions Sprint and the Champions Mile, MR6, MR7. The Bureau of Meteorology has updated its weather forecast for tomorrow. And it said the feels like temperature between 2 and 5 p.m. is going to be 5 degrees.
5?
It's going to feel like 5.
Sheesh.
So it is going to be a nice and nippy there at Flemington.
Goodness gracious.
Well, it's disappointing. I hope it doesn't impact the crowd too much. I suspect it will. We'll find out more, but it's a day which should be getting a massive crowd. Unfortunately, it might not now with that weather forecast.
What was the crowd yesterday?
Good question. Don't know the answer to it.
We'll have to look at that. All right. You have a good night tonight at the Tab Touch Punters Club. Do your form.
I'll listen to Glenn Moore and the boys here now, and we'll come up with a play or two.
We might get Glenn just to write down our strategies for us so we can put them on nice and early.
I think that's a good idea.
Perfect. All right. We'll be back with the Gloucester Park preview on the other side of this.